guys, and welcome back to Skins in the Game. I'm Tim. That over there is J-Dubs. How you doing today, J-Dubs?
Oh, living the dream every day.
Every day. The good old retired life. Oh, as usual.
So what's the weather up like there? What's the weather like up there?
It's all over the place. It's been very windy lately. I've noticed a lot of wind. Like my trash cans, I kind of line them up so my dogs don't get out. And, well, my wife's cousin moved in, so she brought another dog. But I kind of line up these trash cans because our fence is only 3 sides, and the wind has just been taking these trash cans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I saw them in the neighbor's yard the other day, and I scream at them to come back. But anyway, so it's been pretty windy. Other than that, it's not been too bad as far as cold or anything like that. It's been all right. For you, it's been freezing. You know, you would have to be bundled up, few layers to live here after living.
Yeah, it only got into the mid 60s today, so it was like, oh my God, where's the parka?
What up, Bod? What up, Maddie? What up, Dave? What up, DRG? What's up, everybody in the chat? Appreciate all of you guys. We have a lot to talk about. Washington made a ton of moves. A couple of things around the sports world too that like making a little top 3 because a couple of big things have, or at least one huge thing may be happening. We have that. We're going to do Weddle, and then of course we're going to do a bracket where we're going to fill out a bracket together, me and Dad alternating the picks throughout to get to a champion. So that's something we're going to do today. If you have not filled out a bracket for the channel's challenge, first link in the description. It's free. You can win $200. Join, get in there. You can try to beat me and my dad and see if you can. But it's free, and we're going to have some fun. So make sure, first link in the description, go make your bracket.
If you can't beat me, then you got no game.
My wife, I think, is beating me every year, so anything can happen all over the place. But we're going to start the show, as we do always, with the dad joke of the week.
So, did you hear that the inventor of the throat lozenge has died?
Did he choke on it? What?
No, there'll be no coffin at his funeral.
There'll be no coffin. Well played. Well played. That's a classic one right there. That's good. That's a good dad joke.
Hey, I'm not allowed to qualify it. You can. So, but I appreciate that. I kind of liked it too.
Are you doing one bracket per person? I did say one bracket per person. That's what I would prefer. I don't know how hard I'm technically going to... I don't know. Just make one bracket and have some fun with it. You don't need to make 48 brackets. Somebody else made like 20 brackets last year. I thought it was too much. So just stick to one bracket. See what you can. It's free. Who cares? Just see if you can win. But, all right.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it.
Draft we're doing this week, in lieu of March Madness coming up, is the all-time best college basketball players. College basketball players.
So who's going first?
I don't remember. I need you to remember. Who picked last week? I should have looked it up. I didn't get a chance.
Maybe the
it was running backs.
Running backs.
And you went Jim Brown, I went Barry Sanders. So you got first. So I get first pick.
Okay. I thought it was the other way around, but no, you go ahead. You start.
No, remember you picked Jim Brown. I was super excited to get my boy Barry Sanders. So you picked first. All right, here we go. First pick in the best college draft or college basketball players of all time. I am taking Pistol Pete Maravich. 44 points a game. He still holds the record for the most points. There's a dude that got 3 points away from tying his record, and yet he played like 100 more games or something. Not 100. It was probably like 25 more games or something absurd, and he still had more points than him. Pistol Pete Maravich, my number 1 pick.
All right, well, I'm going with Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 26.4 points and 15.5 rebounds per game.
I had him on my list. He was my next pick if you didn't take him. It's pretty nuts what he was able to accomplish. And so many championships and everything. It was pretty wild. I'm going to take another old goat, Bill Russell.
Oh man,
averaged 20-20 at the college level. 2-time champion Bill Russell.
All right, and he was on my list, so I'm going to go with Oscar Robinson,
Nice.
who averaged 33.8 points a game with 7.1 assists and 15.2 rebounds.
Good night. That's just absurd. All right, this is where I'm going to go off the train a little bit of like technicalities. I'm going to draft who I want, and I'm taking Steph Curry.
Ooh.
Ed Davidson was unbelievable, led his team to the Sweet 16, who had no business being in the tournament. Awesome college basketball player.
All right, well, I'm going to stay old school. I'm going to go with Elvin Hayes, a hometown Bullets dude, averaged 31 points a game and 17.2 rebounds.
Who was... Wait, sorry, I missed who you said. I was messing with something. Who'd you say?
No, Elvin Hayes.
Yep, I had him on my list. Insane. My number 4, and this would be on nobody's list. I don't care. This is my draft. I am taking arguably my favorite college player of all time, Kemba Walker, for UConn. That 2011 season was magical. I had so much fun watching it. The UConn was only, I believe, a 7 seed in that tournament, and he ended up winning the Big East tournament basically by himself, and the Big East was loaded. And then he went to the tournament and basically single-handedly won the tournament on a team that really wasn't all that good. Kemba Walker.
All right. Well, again, I'm staying old school. I'm going with Wilt Chamberlain.
You're taking these dudes that all average like 20 and 20 or something, 30 and
29.9 and 18.3. Hey, the stats don't lie.
Yeah,
what do you want me to say?
There are some good ones. All right, I did this one for the memes, and I'm sticking to it. Jimmer Fredette. BYU used to shoot from out the gym, and he was a absolute college phenom back when I was growing up. Jimmer Fredette.
I didn't have anybody new. This is my last pick, right? Or what, was that your last? Or...
That's my last pick, yep.
I went back and forth. I had to stay old school because I'm old. I'm going to go with Ralph Sampson.
Ralph Sampson, interesting. Interesting. The only other one I had on my list that you did not take was Larry Bird.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Larry had a great college career.
One, I think the list I pulled up it's solely on numbers.
Oh, and there were some good ones for sure. And I decided to go a little bit over on the other side, but that's okay. Who cares? That's fun. All right,
but you couldn't go with Michael Jordan because he didn't do so well. Overall,
yeah,
he didn't peak in college. He peaked in the NBA. So
true. All right, let's go around.
I know we didn't pick LeBron James because he didn't go to college.
Yeah, same thing with Kobe Bryant or somebody like that. What's up, Nicholas? I'd prefer that because 25 is not fair. That's what it... Oh, yeah, yes, that's fine. I'll make it a single bracket. That'd be fun. Not being a jerk, but Taylor should be thankful to be in the league. That's a fair argument. What up, Michael? Pete was the best ball handler ever. Yes, he was. He was amazing. Invented the no-look pass. Yeah.
I actually read this earlier today, and I don't even know if it's true, but the reason why Kobe Bryant picked number 24 for his jersey. Did you hear this?
Kobe Bryant?
That they claim, and again, didn't verify it, that was a shot of Michael Jordan saying, I'm better than you. You're 23, I'm 24. Don't know if it's true, but I kind of like
multiple things because it was right after that allegations, right? And then he also, I think it was also had something to do with winning 3 championships, so 8 times 3. I don't know. There's probably multiple reasons why I picked 24, but that's another good one. I haven't heard that one before of one better than Jordan. That's a pretty good reason. I like that. All right, there was some big news in the sports world today. Big news.
Please share
Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show. Talks about how he went into a dark hole. And when I'm actually not kidding. He literally went into a room for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Pitch black, no light, only getting food one time a day. Weird thing. I don't know. No social media, no nothing. Apparently meditation was awesome. He started hallucinating, whatever. But now that he's come out of that and things have transpired, he now has announced that he wants to play for the New York Jets and not retire. And I think the Packers are absolutely screwed with the trade negotiations now. They have zero leverage.
I know. I'm still not convinced he won't start for the Packers. He goes through this every year. Now, I'm not as sure as I was last year when I said, trust me, he will be a Packer. I'm not as sure right now, but my leanings are that the Packers are going to pay him and he's going to stay a Packer. That's my gut feeling. I think all of this is bring attention to me. You know, I saw a meme that said that Aaron Rodgers on the one hand says, you don't bring me any receivers that I can win with. And then if he goes to another team, he goes, bring me the same receivers I had in Green Bay.
Apparently those reports were fake. They are apparently not true of they have to sign certain players in order to get him. But anyway, interesting stuff that I think it's going to be hilarious to see what the compensation is going to end up being. This guy just was the MVP back-to-back 2 seasons ago. Like, he still can ball. And that Jets
absolutely.
defense is insane. I'm curious what it actually is going to be, because I think it depends on the contract and everything, but I think in today's NFL, somebody would send a first-round pick for him at least, but it's possible now with zero leverage that the Packers only get like a third-round pick or something stupid. Kind of like how we just gave away Trent Williams. I don't know. It's going to be
So are you saying right now your money is on he will not be a Packer this year?
Yeah, because he went on the Pat McAfee show, and he's like, basically it's a done deal, except for they're working on compensation. Like, that's it. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's what happened. Keeping it going, a couple of more things. Yes, somebody mentioned it in the chat. Zeke was cut.
Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott. Cowboys will take $20 million in dead cap space. More proof that you do not pay running backs a whole lot of money. When he got that contract, he was a stud. And then he's just gone downhill from there.
Yeah, because then he got paid, and then he's got money. Then he starts thinking, well, I'm set for life. Do I really need to bang my head in amongst the 300-pounders?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to turn my light on. Don't pay no attention to me.
Michael Starkey, what was Kobe's dad's jersey number? I looked it up. He was apparently number 22 and number 23? Joe Bryant? I don't know. I could be wrong. Coaching career, 92 to 2015, I guess. I don't know. Is Joe Bryant actually his dad?
I have no idea.
Right. Excuse me. Anyway,
I can look it up. Keep going. I'm gonna look that up right now.
All right, that's what I looked up. Anyway, last thing on around the league. Jalen Carter, potential top 5 pick in the NFL draft, couldn't finish his workout today. Cramping, and it's appearing to be out of shape. He gained 9 pounds since the combine just a few weeks ago. Apparently wasn't training, wasn't working hard for this pro day, apparently. I don't know. But now he could not finish his workout. Could be falling in the draft all of a sudden for other issues. Crazy.
By the way, Google shows Joe Bryant is Kobe's dad.
Well, there you go.
So.
If you don't know, now you know. All right, you ready to hop into some Washington news?
Sure.
Washington has been making a ton of moves this offseason. A ton. Also, in the chat, let me know if my mic's okay. I turned it down a little bit. Hopefully it's okay. But
well, you sound okay to me, but...
Yes. I just want to let the chat tell me if not. But anyway.
Hello.
Ton of moves have been made for Washington. Let's start Shout out to Hogshaven. They had a nice list here that we could just nicely go through. I did reorganize it a little bit, but this is where I got my info. Doing good. Sweet. We'll start with the cuts. So first off, we already knew we cut Carson Wentz and the surprise cut Bobby McCain a couple of weeks ago. But we just recently cut running back J.D. McKissick, dealing with a nagging neck injury. I think he's probably going to end up retiring. What do you think about the cut of J.D. McKissick?
Well, I heard he failed the physical. That's why.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I just saw that we cut him.
No, I read that today that he failed the physical. So, and you're right. He's probably going to retire.
Yeah.
Good guy. Sad to see him go, but I think
he chose us. He's a dude that chose Washington over.
Well, that should be your first red flag.
He could have gone to a contender in Buffalo and decided, no, I don't want to go there. I want to stay here in Washington. That's pretty insane.
Yeah. Very
sad to see a guy like that go out of your locker room. A guy that truly wanted to be here as a Commander. That sucks. But that neck injury just wasn't going to work out.
What's his age? I don't even know.
He's probably 28, 29.
Okay. I think the league's taking his toll on him, and
oh yeah.
So
J.D. McKissick is 29 years old.
Okay.
So he'll turn 30 this year. He's born in 93, so he'll turn 30. All right. Last time we talked about how we franchised Daron Payne, and you were very critical of the franchise, saying that that's usually a death note to not get done, right? And I'm not to say that this disproves your theory, but fortunately for us, it did not happen, and Daron Payne becomes the second highest paid ever defensive tackle.
Behind Arnold, right?
Exactly. The highest paid, not named Aaron Donald, a first ballot Hall of Famer, signs a 4-year, $90 million contract. I have his contract breakdown here. First year, the cap hit will only be $10 million. After that, it'll be $23 million, $27.5 million in 2025, and $29.5 million in 2026. It's an average of just over $23 million. Do you like the signing? It's a little bit more than I wanted it, but what do you think?
No, I think based on what they were going to pay the franchise tag. But no, this does not, you're right. This does not change my mind about the franchise tag at all, because they were able to come to a deal this year. If he'd have played a year on the franchise tag, I don't think they have a deal after that.
True, and I do agree with that for sure. I thought you were also saying that like it was a sign that they were too far apart and things were not working out. Remember, you thought maybe that was a possibility? Yeah,
I did say that, and apparently they weren't. But the fact that they came to an agreement prior to, I mean, they announced, we're not getting rid of him. There's going to be a franchise tag, and then his agent and the Commanders came together and said, okay, let's make a deal, and they paid him. Unlike Kirk Cousins' thing, where it was like, no, we're not even going to talk about it. So, but again, I think the fact, or let me back that up. I think if he'd have gone through the season playing on the franchise tag, he was done in Washington as soon as they stopped pulling that.
I agree.
So the Commanders whoever stepped up, they said, look, we got a good thing here. Let's come together. And they did. So
based on the contract, to me, it looks like Daron Payne's agent put a contract on the table, and Washington said, yep. That's what it looks like, because he got paid big. It was only a $19 million franchise tag. He got $4 million per year over the franchise tag, got $60 million guaranteed. So we can, let's see. It's basically a 3-year deal. Because in the 2026, the 4th year, we can cut him, saving $22.5 million. So we can almost get the entire contract.
But he's guaranteed 60.
Yes. Oh yeah, but so it's dead cap. It would go from 55 million in this year, 45 million in 2024, 23 million in 2025. So if we cut him in 2025, we only save 4.5 million. And then in 2026, we can save a boatload with 22.5. So if it does go south, hopefully it's not until the last year of the contract, but hopefully it's never. I hope he does great like he's been.
You know what the sad part is?
Yeah.
Is this contract this year looks like, oh my God, this is outrageous. 2 years from now, he's going to be going, why am I working for only $22 million?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, especially with the money from the TV deals going in. Yeah, it could get crazy what these guys are going to get paid. All right. Before we get into the guys we signed, there's 2 free agents that were fan favorites that we did not retain. And we'll start with the less favorite one, or I guess the less controversial one. Cole Holcomb signs a 3-year deal with the Steelers. I'm not exactly sure what the per year average or the total is, but we did not bring back Cole Holcomb. Were you disappointed in that?
No. How'd you feel about it?
Honestly, I agree. There was times where it seemed like he was not very good in coverage. He did tackle a whole bunch in the run game, but we brought in a different linebacker who he led his team in tackles, had like 137 tackles in Cody Barton from the Seahawks, 6'2", 237, I think it was. Another decent-sized linebacker, similar size to Cole Holcomb. I think Cole Holcomb was 6'1", 240. So you basically are getting a very similar player and probably cheaper than you would out of Cole Holcomb. So overall, I'm okay with letting this guy go and bringing in Cody.
Yep, agreed.
Now here is the most controversial player, arguably ever. I mean, can you especially one that's not a superstar? There's so many people that are red hot on this guy or are so cheering to the skies that he is gone. Taylor Heinicke signs a 2-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons up to $10 million a year. Goes back to the city where he was sleeping on his sister's couch down there in Georgia. Hometown. How do you feel for Heinicke? Are you sad that he's not going to be here in 2023?
No, I feel good for him. He got paid. He's not going to be sleeping on his sister's couch or driving a minivan anymore. Mm-hmm. He's going to live comfortably. God love him. I have no malice towards him, but we're not paying him $10 million a year. And I'll go back, and I know I bring up Kirk Cousins all the time. We gave Kirk Cousins a stage to play on. Mm-hmm. We gave Taylor Heinicke a stage to play on, and he went and got paid. Good for him. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with that, but we're not paying him $10 million a year to be a backup.
Yeah.
We're just not. So I hope he does well in Atlanta. No ill feelings. Get your money and live your life. But no, I'm fine with that.
True. You know what? I'm going to make a poll. Are you going to miss Heinicke? That's what I'm going to make this poll.
Well, let me ask you this while you do that. What do you think the Redskins were going to offer him as a backup if it got to that point?
I mean, we did offer up to $10 million for 1 year. I'm sure I think it's $8 million guaranteed with Jacoby Brissett. Would you have offered that same contract to Heinicke over Brissett? I haven't thought on it, but what do you think?
That's a good question. I don't have a lot of data on Jacoby. I haven't paid close attention to him. So what do you think? You probably know. Well, let me take it out to probably. You know a lot better than I do. What is?
No, you're good. So I put out a poll. Will you miss Heinicke? Yes or no? Vote in the poll. We'll come back to it. But no, I'm actually really excited about Jacoby Brissett. He was in my quote-unquote top 3 guys to go after. Heinicke was number 2. I actually was excited to bring back Heinicke. He is a really, really good backup. He's a high IQ football player. He's going to be able to understand the offense. He's a great teammate. They had the relationship with Howell. I really wanted him. My number 1 was Chad Henne, the backup in Kansas City, a guy that could come in, be a backup here, and know the system and be able to help be a sounding board and teach Sam Howell. But my number 3, and all 3 of these I would have been fine with, was Jacoby Brissett. And here's why. Ton of experience, has played in multiple different systems, started over there in the Patriots, went to the Colts, and then the Browns, and he may have had some other stint that I'm drawing a blank on, but it was at least those 3 teams. He's started, he's been a backup, he's been lauded as a good leader, a good teammate, and I think he'd be a great mentor for Sam Howell, and I think this is a home run.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. Zero problem. And what is it? Do you know what they're paying him? You said they offered him.
My understanding is $8 million guaranteed, up to $10 million is what I read. You can, you confirm that to see what you saw. That's what I had read on my Google searching. So, I do think that was pretty expensive for a backup. That's not ideal in my world, but I do think we're getting a quality dude and a quality backup here. My thoughts on Taylor Heinicke, I'm going to miss the dude. I just told you he was my number 2 option. He's such a great teammate, a great leader, a great head on his shoulders, understood his role, right? Like you have that quote from him where it said, hey, I really want to start, but being a backup in the NFL is probably the best job in the world.
Yeah, I saw that.
He understood his role. He could come in a pinch and won a bunch of games with us. He's only one of 2 quarterbacks in the last 20 years with a winning record.
Right.
Which is insane.
By the way,
right?
Brissett got $10 million. It's a 1-year contract, $10 million with 8 guaranteed.
Gotcha. So instead of committing to 2, we're only getting 1 year out of him, which I think is actually I do think that's a more ideal situation than Heinicke for 2, because I think we're going to draft a quarterback late in the draft or get another young dude. And if Sam Howell works, we won't need his leadership anymore with Jacoby Brissett. We won't need his mentorship. So we kind of get what we need out of him. He is the backup, and we can develop another guy behind him. So I do like that as well. And Jacoby Brissett also has a stronger arm than Heinicke, so he's going to be...
Yeah, we know Heinicke's limitations, and his personality and his competitiveness are not his limitations. There's physical limitations that I'm kind of, part of me would have liked to see what Bieniemy could have done with him.
Mm-hmm.
Let Scott Turner go and see if they could have gotten anything more out of him. But I want to see Sam Howell, and so I'm fine with it. I don't see a problem.
Here is the hot take, and I heard that I did read that apparently Jacoby might be competing for a starting job. I think there's zero. I think there's. I mean, first of all, hold on. You're right. Don't just hand the keys to the kid. He's got to earn it. I understand.
Exactly.
But in reality, if 0.0% chance, other than injury, Jacoby Brissett starts. If he does start, that is a problem. Because Sam Howell is not what we thought he was.
That's a shot at Sam Howell. Right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's Sam Howell is the problem. But you 100% have to go in to the preseason with, oh, Sam, we got Jacoby, and he's coming for your job, so you better show up.
Right.
If they do anything else, we'd be going, what? So
true. But another thing is that Ron Rivera has been going on tour, basically, talking to a bunch of media outlets, talking about how Sam Howell should have been a first-round pick. He's reminding her. He goes, hey, remember all the scouts? The year before, he decided to stay in college one more year. If he would have came out the year before, he was projected the number 1 quarterback of that draft, or rated the number 1 quarterback. And that was a more highly touted quarterback draft than the one that he ended up going in. You had guys like Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. Mac Jones. You had a ton of dudes, Bailey Zappi, some other ones down the line that were potential good football players in the league, and he was rated number 1. He lost some assets, or some players around him. His numbers did go down, but they're still darn good. If you go look up Sam Howell's college stats, you tell me how much worse, or should it be something you're concerned about? But I thought his stats were still pretty freaking good. He had to rely on his legs more because he didn't have the weapons around him, but still. Sam Howell is going to be the starter here in Washington. He is. And Ron Rivera is basically telling us. Remember, Ron Rivera is not a guy that hides his hands well.
Yep.
Last year, everybody and their grandmother knew we were going after a quarterback. We talked to 42 of them. I didn't even know 42 quarterbacks existed that we could talk to. Apparently, we may have called the Chiefs asking if Mahomes was on the table.
Could have been.
We were being bold.
Let him go with the right price.
We were being bold. And what do? We go out and make a trade for Carson Wentz. His whole career here has not been hiding his cards or anything. It's been very predictable. And what we're seeing here is we want to get some offensive linemen, protect Sam Howell, and give this young buck the best chance to succeed. And I'm here for it.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. Quarterback is not my issue right now. Offensive line, linebackers, and some secondary help. And I think we're going to be fine. So that they line up a decent offensive line in front of Sam Howell or Brissett or anybody, we get a decent offensive line and some help in key spots in the defense. I'm good.
Wow, 58% of you said no, you will not miss Heinicke. 42% said yes. Thanks for your guys' votes. But
look, yeah. Heinicke, love him, love his moxie, and
I'm gonna miss him.
Well, I get that, but from a standpoint of the Redskins' success, Commanders. Now you guys, screw that, Redskins. I'm just gonna keep saying it.
That's fine. Okay. You're not offending me.
I don't see the quarterback as the problem right now. We have an offensive line problem. The rest of the tools on the offense are good. And we have some key positions at defense where if we shore them up, then plug in, and I'll say whatever quarterback, but you know my point that whatever serviceable quarterback, I think Sam Howell shows signs, Jacoby, whatever. If we get an offensive line and some key defensive help, I think we're going to be good.
True. Zappy was in Sam's draft. Actually, I think you might be right. Zappy was in Sam's draft. That's true. Thanks for correcting me, Dave. Don't do it again. No, just kidding. Being a realistic, trying not to fall for the okie dokie. I don't think we're falling for anything. I think it's his job to lose, and that would be tragic. But
no,
I talked to. Oh,
sorry.
You
before you go on,
yeah.
No, just one more thing. I think that Ron Rivera does things very meticulously, and he wears his thoughts on his sleeve. But he said at the very beginning, it's going to take time to build a team. And I think he's putting key parts. I think he's got to add some more. And this year, if he adds those parts, maybe not all of them, but I think we're on the right track. So I know people were, Michael, I think earlier was saying this is Riverboat Ron's last year. Maybe it is. But
so I apologize in advance for the next correction. But no, that's too funny. But anyway, nope. But Washington agrees with us that we need some offensive linemen, so they went out and hit it. We paid a offensive lineman who could play all of the interior positions, Nick Gates.
Yep.
3-year deal. And also right tackle Andrew Wiley from the Super Bowl champions, Eric Bieniemy's team, Kansas City Chiefs. We bring in his right tackle. And Drew Himmelman is another guy we signed, apparently. Don't know anything about him. But
Nope.
the two that were big were Nick Gates and Andrew Wiley. I say big because they were, $20 million each, I think. So, or not per year, but total 3-year deals, like somewhere in the 20s or something like that. Andrew Wiley may have been some low 30s. I'm not super excited about these picks. I'm going to be honest with you. Roger, this is where I think the okie doke's happening. To me, this is not enough. We have to go out and go get our left tackle, Orlando Brown. Make the move, go pay him the money, and cut Charles Leno. Please, please, please cut Charles Leno. It's frustrating, to say the least.
Well, that could still happen, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not dead.
No, it's not dead. And yeah, there's definitely going to be a market out there for Orlando Brown. And, I actually really wouldn't even hate Donovan Smith. I wouldn't want to pay Donovan Smith a huge contract. I don't know exactly what he would be worth. But I like Donovan Smith. He had a rough year last year, but I think he still could be really, really good. Nick Gates is coming off a catastrophic injury. Apparently had a ton of surgery since. He's coming from the New York Giants. Giants are not known for having a great offensive line. They haven't been for years. Not really excited to get one of their offensive linemen on the market. To me, this seems like Trey Turner 2.0. Tyler Lawson 2.0. Andrew Norwell 2.0. I'm very lukewarm on this one, but he does have position flex. One thing I hate the idea of that people keep talking about, he could be our starting center, is what people are saying, and we're going to cut Chase Rouillet, which would be insane to me, because Chase Rouillet was really, really good. Yes, he's had injury problems. Nick Gates is coming off a catastrophic injury, so you're replacing an injury problem with an injury problem.
So explain to me, with your lunch cart view of the offensive line, why is Rouillet good?
Well, he got hurt early last year, but he's been a highly rated guy on PFF. Was a 6th-round pick for us, and he has really blossomed, and we paid him a good-sized deal before, I believe, Jay Gruden left, and he's been here since. And I think Chase Rouillet is a really talented center. Is he the best center in the league? No, but I think he's the best we have, and I want to stick with him.
I get that, but I was just going based on last year, or when I was talking about the offensive line, how they played good at some point, and you were like, I don't know what you're watching because the offensive line looks lost. Mm-hmm. How did Rouillet stand out over that? Well,
he barely played. I don't even know how many games. Did he play one game? Did he get hurt the first game of the year or something like that? Like, he got hurt early in the year. Like,
okay, but there has to be some point when you were watching him going, wow, he's good. And the offensive line has not been good over the last few years. So where was it? How did he stand out? And it's an honest question. It's not a gotcha. I was just...
No. The year before, our offensive line was rated quite highly, actually, even with a bunch of injuries to it. PFF had us ranked at number 6 in the league the year before. And this year... But that's when we had Brandon Sheriff. We had... Chase Rouillet for most of the season. Leno started. Sam Kazi started well, and then he got hurt, and then Lucas came in. But they were playing well, and I can't remember. No, and Eric Flowers was our left guard. Brandon Sheriff and Eric Flowers were really good inside, and then we let them both walk. And the two guys we brought in were horrible, and the guy that replaced Chase Rouillet was horrible. I didn't like his players at all. But
no,
anyway,
like I said, it was an honest question. It wasn't like you don't know what you're talking about. I just wanted to understand. But
no, you're fine.
You make a good point. I know I'm fine. I'm good. I'm better than fine.
You're fine. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All
right.
Oh, yeah. Randy
I
Savage.
really want to go out and pay. So right now over the cap, so in cap space, the deal has not hit yet for the guy that we just talked about, Jacoby Brissett. So right now we have 16.5. After that, it'll probably be, let's just say it takes the whole 10. So we'll have $6.5 million in cap space left to work with. That's not good. because I wanted to send this money to Orlando Brown. But we can still make cuts post June 1st to make the money work. We could also restructure some dudes. One of the guys we could cut potentially and save $8 million is Chase Rouillet, so maybe they're looking at that. A guy that I would want to cut after June 1st is Charles Leno at our left tackle and replace him with
You
Orlando
made that
Brown.
very clear, by the way.
Yes. You could save $10 million by cutting him post June 1st. Let's see. Who else could you cut? You could cut Kendall Fuller. Maybe. Logan Thomas should definitely be cut. You can save $7 million for Logan Thomas. He's not what he was since the injury.
No.
We have three young tight ends with Armani Rogers, and I want to draft another one, but that's just me. Andrew Norwell should definitely be cut. You could save $4.3 million there. So there's a lot of money to be saved.
How many times wasn't it Norwell? You were like, I saw him on plays just standing out there blocking nobody.
Dude, I hate. Norwell's the bane of my existence. He's absolutely
like going around
stand him.
like the Madden football where the offensive lineman is doing this.
Yep. There's potential money we could restructure, but not really at the same time. Like, I guess the only two contracts that we could potentially restructure would be Jonathan Allen's. So basically he gets money now and then it gets pushed down the road as far as that. Curtis Samuel could be restructured to save $6 million. So a couple of restructures, not a whole bunch. But anyway, moving on with the free agent signings. We already knew about Marcus Kemp. And then we waiver claimed quarterback Cam Dantzler from the Vikings. He's had times where he's been a really, really good corner. He's not top-notch by any stretch. There's a reason he got waived. But I think he could be a nice piece to add onto the defense. I'm not super excited, but I'm not down on the move either. I think it's a fine move. We re-signed some guys here. So we re-signed Jonathan Williams, the running back, David Mayo, Nathan Gary, who never really played for us. He got re-signed. Milo Eifler, Khaleke Hudson, Ricard Wildgoose, Danny Johnson, and Tyler Larson. Not a fan of that move at all. Guys, we still have.
Think we get Slay, or am I too early in bringing that up?
We'll come to that in a minute. We'll come to that in a minute. Yeah.
All right.
Couple of things here, and then I will ask that question. Just a couple of things. We do have a restricted free agent, Jeremy Reeves. We'll see what we do. Right now, we have exclusive rights to Eli Wolf. And then a few more unrestricted free agents that, honestly, I don't care if we bring any of these back. Cam Sims, Wes Switzer, Trey Turner, Wes Martin, Nick Martin, John Bostic, and F.A. Obata. Cam Sims is probably not coming back because we brought in Marcus Kemp. He's a big body receiver. That
none of those jump out at me either, so I agree with you.
Slay would be garbage on our team. He's not a zone corner. Okay, so we could have a potential William Jackson III situation again if we bring in Darius Slay. A guy I'm not mad about if we go and get James Bradbury. James Bradbury is still available. I actually brought up free agency, and I think I may have exited out of it. Let me just bring it up again. But as far as Darius Slay, definitely the man corner stuff is a big deal because William Jackson was so bad, and he was supposed to be a man corner. If you can't use your personnel properly, it's hard to say go after him, especially bringing big money. I am out on this one. I do not want him because the money, I've already said it, but I'll just rehash it again. I want my money to go to a left tackle, and specifically Orlando Brown.
Yeah, and the only reason I brought it up is because I was reading and seeing things about people going, go get him, and I have no opinion. But I agree, offensive line over secondary. If our offense can start scoring points, our defense is going to hang in there just fine.
Yep. This is a deep corner class. Yeah, that's true. So why pay a high-dollar corner when you can just go draft one? There is a ton of corners in this draft. And I already predicted it. My early prediction was the kid from Maryland. Deion Banks, I think his name is, or something like that. I think that's our left field signing at the cornerback in the first round. That's my guess. Not that I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for Michael Mayer, but that was my guess over there. Slay, he wants more money, and dude is getting paid already. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not.
Sorry,
I'm
Curtis. Dave brought up Curtis played 17 to 17. I'm trying to figure out who he's.
Curtis Samuel?
Is it Samuel? Sorry. I was trying to catch up.
Curtis played 17 or 17 last year and was clutch on third downs. Yeah, I liked Curtis. Oh, somebody said cut Samuels. Oh, he's like, Deshaun Jackson hurt too much. No, I'm not. I'm definitely opposed to paying, or sorry, opposed to cutting Curtis Samuel. He's a guy that you can put it anywhere on the field, backfield, slot, outside, anywhere, and he could be a dangerous weapon. So I'm totally against that. I am totally for. I hope this is a move we go ahead and make, and that's pay Cameron Curl. I like put that on my bucket list of things that I want to happen this offseason before it gets. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's. Is there anything else?
That about covers it.
Yeah,
nope.
I think we went through. But
hey, we're in the off season where we win every Super Bowl.
There you go. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up.
By October, we're going to be going. What the hell?
Why are we doing this?
As Doc Walker always said that, he goes, we're the champions of the all-season.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's hop into a bracket challenge. March Madness is here. 44 of you watching. I appreciate all of you being here. Hit the first link in the description and come join the channel's bracket challenge. Join the group. Make it. It's free to enter. You can win $200. It's free to enter. And you can win $200. You just pick some games, just like we're about to. We don't watch a whole lot of college basketball. My wife doesn't watch any college basketball, and I swear she beats me every single year. Somehow, some way, hey, I like this name. Oh, they have cool colors. I don't know. She beats me.
That center is handsome. Right?
Yeah, exactly. She told me that we should pick based on average shoe size. Maybe that's how I'd be better at picking. But anyway. All right.
By the way, can you make this any bigger? Or should I get... Wait, let me get my glasses.
No, I can make it bigger.
Okay.
Can you see this better?
Yeah. And now I can really see it. Now I'm going to look all intelligent.
It's because you're the Richmond Spiders. Yeah. There you go. All right.
All right. You picking first? We're going up top to bottom?
Sure. All right. I'll get the easy one. I'll take Alabama.
I'm going Maryland.
Maryland. San Diego State versus Charleston. I'm going to go San Diego State. I'll go Chalk.
I'll go
UVA versus Furman.
UVA. Chalk.
Creighton versus NC State. I'll go with the upset here. I'll go NC State.
Yeah, I would have picked that too. University of California.
Santa Barbara versus Baylor.
Oh, Baylor's got to. You got to pick Baylor.
Mizzou versus Utah State. I'm gonna go with Mizzou.
All right, I'm going with Arizona. See, you get all right. Well,
no. We're gonna switch it up now. You get the first pick this time on the East.
Oh, now Purdue.
All right.
No, I think Texas, whoever is going to beat Purdue.
Texas Southern. Yeah. I'm going to go with FAU here over Memphis.
Oh, Duke is not getting knocked out in the first round. They just don't.
Tennessee versus Louisiana. The Ragin' Cajuns. That's where our safety went to, Percy Butler. I'm going to go with Tennessee.
All right, I'm picking an upset here. Providence is going to beat UK.
All right, I like that pick. I actually do like that pick. I'm going to go with Kansas State.
It's Missouri. Is Missouri? I like.
No, it's Michigan State. It's Michigan State versus USC.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michigan State. What's it? Their coach.
Izzo.
Thank you. Yep. He always makes a good showing.
All right, I got Marquette. All right, we'll go to the other side. I'll take the first pick this time, and I got Houston. Iowa versus Auburn.
You know, I'm going to pick Auburn just because.
Auburn. just because. I like Miami. Miami is a good basketball team. They got to win more, though. Indiana versus Kent State.
Oh, I kind of like Kent State, but you know what? Let's go. Let's pull the upset.
Oh, we're
Kent
going
State,
with a 13.
Yeah, we have to have somebody out there.
All right. Sounds good. All right, we got ISU versus Pittsburgh. I'll go ISU.
Xavier.
I'll go with A&M. SEC's been tough this year. But no, wait, shoot, Penn State. Penn State actually had a really good showing in the Big Ten tournament. Never mind. I'm switching. I'm going Penn State. And Texas. All
Texas,
right.
yeah.
Go ahead and take another back.
You picked that for me. Wait,
I heard you say Texas.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Kansas versus Howard.
Oh, Kansas is going to make it. It's Kansas.
All right. Arkansas really versus Illinois. Illinois stinks. That's where I went to college. I'm going Arkansas. Arkansas.
Oh, I like VCU.
Ooh, another 5-12 matchup. All right.
I just like them. They always make a good showing. What's their coach's name, or did he leave?
No, he left. The one that you're thinking of, Shaka Smart.
Oh, Shaka. Okay.
He was actually at Texas for a few years. I don't know if he's still at Texas or not.
But I like VCU.
Yep. UConn versus Iona. I'm going to UConn. UConn's been strong this year.
All right, TCU.
I will take Gonzaga. Northwestern University versus Boise State.
Go with Boise.
All right. I got UCLA. So we're going chalk on the 2s and 1s, as usual, as we should probably. All right. You know what we're going to do here?
What?
We're going to flip a coin from here on out of who will pick. You want heads or tails?
Tails.
All right, so every time it's tails, you pick. Every time it's heads, I pick.
Okay.
All right, so I flipped, and it is heads. I'll take Alabama.
Yep, I was going to pick that too.
All right, next up is tails. So you go.
UVA.
San Diego State versus UVA. All right, UVA. All right, tails again. You're up. NC State versus Baylor.
Go with the NC State.
Ooh,
I'm pulling
Baylor the upset. All right,
yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got. And it's heads, so I'll take Arizona. I like them this year. All right, Purdue versus FAU. We got tails. You're up.
Purdue.
All right. Duke versus Tennessee. Tails again. You're up.
Duke.
Providence versus Kansas State. You're up again.
Oh, Kansas State.
All right. MSU versus Michigan. Sorry, yeah, MSU versus Marquette. Tails again. This is your bracket.
MSU.
All right. Keeping it going. Going back up to the top. All right, my pick. I will take Houston.
Yeah.
Miami versus Kent State. It's my pick. I am going to go Miami.
Okay.
ISU versus Xavier. Your pick.
Xavier.
Okay. Penn State versus Texas. Your pick.
I'll go with Texas.
All right. Kansas versus Arkansas. Your pick.
Kansas.
VCU versus UConn. Heads, my pick. I like UConn. TCU versus
I would have picked,
Gonzaga.
by the way, I would have picked VCU if I had that pick, but go ahead.
TCU versus Gonzaga, my pick. I will go with the upset here, TCU.
Oh.
UCLA versus Boise State, my pick again. I like UCLA. I'm riding.
Yep.
Ride with UCLA. All right, back up to the top. Alabama versus UVA. We have your pick.
Alabama.
Arizona versus NC State. It is your pick.
You know what? I'm calling the upset here, NC State.
Oh, NC State 11 seed into the Elite Eight. Purdue versus Duke. My pick, I like Purdue.
Yeah.
Kansas State versus Michigan State. It is my pick. I'll take Kansas.
Oh, take the easy pick.
Houston versus Miami is my pick again. Here's an upset. I'll take Miami.
Wow.
Texas versus Xavier. It is my pick. I'll go with Xavier. Couple of upsets.
All right.
Kansas versus UConn. Tails, your pick.
Let's go with UConn.
Oh, upsets are flying now.
Yeah, you know what?
Right.
What's
TCU versus UCLA? Heads, my pick. I will go with chalk there. UCLA, I like them.
Yeah.
All right, Alabama versus NC State. My pick. I really like Alabama this year.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, Purdue versus Kansas State. My pick again. Let's upset the Big Ten. Kansas State. All right. What do we got? Xavier versus Miami. Your pick.
I like Xavier. I have to keep
All
with them.
UConn versus UCLA. Your pick.
UConn.
UConn with another upset. So we have, sorry, what do we have? We have a 1, 2 3s, and a 4. Alabama versus Kansas State. Heads, my pick. I like Alabama. UConn versus... Or you know what? I'll just let you take this one. I don't care about the coin. So I picked one Final Four. You picked the other.
I'm going with Xavier.
All right. And how are we going to decide this one? Who are you feeling?
You know, I tend to not like a number 1 seed to win the national championship. I know it happens. I don't have a problem if you feel strongly about Alabama.
I do.
Okay, let's go with Alabama then.
All right. You get the winner's score.
All right, it's going to be...
You just picked the winner's score.
71.
71. And I will take 68. All right, there's our picks. Again, if you haven't already, go down into the description, hit the link, join up the group. It's the Tim's Sports Talk tournament. We got some brackets in here. There's not a whole lot of brackets. Go make yourself a bracket. Get in there and win some money. This is probably your best chance to win some money doing the tournament. So anyway, let's finish this show up with Weddle, and we will call it a day.
Sounds good.
All right, who are we starting with?
I think we have to go with McKissick.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to do remove.
You know, I'm always a context picking. He got cut.
Yeah. All right, so we got J.D. McKissick. Oh, it's probably periods or something. But all right, J.D. McKissick. So we have 29 years old in the NFC, but not the NFC East. That's a small number.
So it's
Taller
well over
player.
6 feet, or at least 6. It's 2 inches when you have no. At least 2 inches. when
Yeah,
you
so
have
it's
no,
6'1" or taller. 29 years old.
What about Elliott?
Zeke Elliott? It's not a running back. And also not the NFC East.
Sorry.
So let's go with. Who was I just thinking of? You know what? I'm going to go with Derek Carr. Oh, he's 31. Darn it. Okay. So we have a 6'1 or 6'2. It's not a quarterback, so it probably has to be a receiver. 6'1 or 6'2. A 29-year-old receiver. It could be a tight end, a smaller tight end at 6'1 or 6'2. Probably not, though. It's probably more likely to be a receiver. Also, it's a low number. It's in between 4 and 23. In the NFC North or West, what about Deebo Samuel? Okay, it is receiver. It is NFC West, but not San Francisco. How old's Cooper Kupp, actually? He might be in his 30s, I think. Or is he? Is it Cooper Kupp? I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp. Bang! Cooper Kupp.
That was a good guess.
All right, hard mode.
Oh, let's go with Holcomb.
Cole Holcomb. A defender to start. I like it. The new... Whoa. Nada.
Well, that
We got
tells
a
you what
high?
it's not.
I think this is going to be an offensive lineman. I think it's a young offensive lineman.
Which takes Rouillet out of the picture.
This is a
Leno?
random guess. This is a completely random guess. If this is right, I'm crapping a brick. It is in the AFC South. So we have a 6'5" or 6'6" player here. On offense, young, under 23. It's got to be a young offensive lineman. Yeah, because it's high number. It's got to be a young offensive lineman. So we have Tennessee, we have the Colts, or we have the Kenyon Green. What?
So it's Houston.
It is Houston. Crap. Who'd they draft last year? The link is in the description, Austin. Link's in the description. First link in the description of this video. Who the heck did they draft last
What about
year?
Austin? What about Austin Deculus?
What the heck? I don't know.
He's an offensive tackle.
No, it's got to be a guard or a center. No, it's got to be, or it could be a. It's got to be a center, because we already have a tackle and a guard guess. So, do they have a young center?
Sorry, I thought we.
Hopefully this link
ruled out,
works. Yeah, hopefully it works. Oh, Skin Them Alive said our picks are fantastic, by the way.
Justin Britt.
Britt? I don't know. Is he young? Justin Britt?
That's what they said. Houston center.
No. You know what it could be, actually? It could be a tight end. Do they have a young, big tight end?
Let's see. I'm looking.
Who is their tight end? Did they draft one? Oh, I'm drawing a blank on this one. They do have a young center? Who is it?
Brevin Jordan. I'm looking at
There it is.
Houston.
Brevin Jordan. No!
The tight end.
All right. It is a tight end. They have another young tight end?
I'm looking. Yeah, I'm cheating because I don't know what Tim knows about.
It's fine. I don't know
What
this.
about Mason? What about Mason Shrek?
I have never heard of this dude. Mason Shrek? No. He's 29.
How many tight ends do they have?
I don't know.
All right, let's see. Let's keep going down.
It's a
See if we
tight
find-
end?
Well, that's what they say.
I know Brevin Jordan. He came from the University of Miami.
What about
he's a guy
Jordan
who-
Akins?
No, he's old.
Well, I'm just going with what Houston's got tight ends.
No, it's not. It's not him. He's old.
How many tight ends does Houston have?
I don't know. Tegan Quintiriano? That's who it is. That's who it is. I've never heard of this guy. He was picked last year in round 5. That's above my pay grade. That one.
I had no idea.
Who in the chat has heard of Tegan, Quintian, Taryn, whatever? I don't even know how to say his last name anymore.
Oh, he's on my fantasy football team.
your legacy, or your legacy team. That is hilarious. All right. Anyway, another Weddle in the books, another show in the books. I appreciate all of you in the chat. It was fun. Seriously, go fill out a bracket. It'll be a lot of fun. We already have some brackets filled in, which is awesome. I appreciate everybody's in. We got, 15 brackets or so. You have to get it done tonight or tomorrow morning. So just fill out a bracket. It takes nothing.
And invite your friends to come in here. It's free to join, and you have a chance to win $200.
100%. What up, Patrick?
You're going to win it, but
Tegan was from season 3 of Dexter, wasn't she? That's too funny. Probably. I knew a Tegan in college, and it was a woman as well. I don't know. Who knows? Pat, go fill out a bracket. It's in the description. Go do it, you Irish son of a gun. Hope you're having a good day. Good luck with Baker Mayfield, too, by the way. All right, I think that concludes what we got.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody. As usual, all great comments. Makes me laugh. Love it. So we'll see you next week. Oh, wait, not next week.
Next week we'll be together. Maybe we'll do a Thursday night show together. What do you think?
We could possibly pull that off.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I'm going to see Dad next Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday night is his travel night, so...
Yeah, I'm going to drive through the night and go see him. But, yeah, maybe
we'll luck.
Do something. Yeah, exactly. He's going to have to deal with me playing pickleball, taking him to class. You in? Pickleballing?
Am I in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You have to play against me? You can. Or we can play together.
We can play together. Let's go. We'll take down all the old people.
Yeah.
Get me into the retirement community. You play right-handed, I play left-handed. Let's go take down grandmas.
Oh.
All right, that's a show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button in the description. Join, go make a bracket. Also in the description, there's a Discord link. Hop in a Discord and come talk some football with us. You can become a channel member to support. But I appreciate all of you, and we will see you next time. And until next time, see you!